Dang. Dang, no trails in the sky, a little bit of cotton. Hello, Americans. Another friend, subscribers around the world. Hey, man. It's, sun's been up for about 45 minutes, and it's already hot. I think it's supposed to be about 90 today. So this morning, so look at all that cotton. See that? So I've used a leaf blower before, which makes it just blows crap everywhere. But instead of pulling out the leaf blower, I pulled the hose out here because I got to snap together some boxes. So I'm going to go ahead and blow this, against my better judgment, blow this cotton out of here. Out of the cucumbers, which don't look like they're doing that great. Pretty light in color. This bit seems to be doing good, man. That's lettuce and carrots and all kinds of goodies. Mater's not doing good because it's... What the heck is going on? Let's put a cage around that. Pepper plants are doing good. These ones are alright. That one don't look too good. That one definitely don't look good. So I got a couple jalapenos, a couple more tomatoes, that sunflower's going, and then some more cucumbers. So let's check the strawberries over here. All this cotton everywhere, man. It's something. Yeah.
All right, now we are in at Naja's High Sierra Desert Oasis, and these are the gas prices here. No joke.
So I'm on my way to Costco to blow a bunch of money on food and supplies. I was in corporate America for over 20 years and had, accumulated various 401ks that, didn't have a lot of money in them, but like over 20 years, whatever little bit you were able to put aside turns into at least a few $1,000s. I've ended up cleaning out all of them. The last one, within the last couple of years, literally just to survive, just trying to continue existing in this world, this system that we're stuck in. Anyways, so the last one I pulled out, we still have most of that in cash, just set aside in like a lockbox in our home, just because I if you're paying any attention to the economy and stock market and shit, it's going to crater in historic fashion sometime, and it's going to be soon, whether it's months from now or if they manage to prop it up a little longer. But anyways, that's to say the money for Costco is I was thinking I was just going to use some of that, but now that I'm thinking about it a little further, I think I might just put it on a credit card, because it's probably going to be better to have cash on hand as we get further into this nightmare. As things get more dire, it's, we might get to a point where it's cash and carry only for stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying not to freak out, but I'm a little freaked out. I don't know how much attention anybody's been paying to the war on Iran and what the Strait of Hormuz being closed has to do with global trade, not just oil, but supply chains in general, and how everything is already, for a lot of countries around the world. We're going to start seeing and feeling the effects of it here in the United States. And just quick example, if you want to know like how this could impact you. I actually have a BJ's, like the big box club near me, and I went there to stock up on a couple things. One of the things that we like there was their brand cocoa, like cocoa powder for baking and shit. So I just stopped by there a few minutes ago. They don't even have a spot on the shelf for it anymore. So I don't know if that's just because for some reason they decided they don't want to carry a pantry staple like that, or if it's because this, shortages are already affecting things like that. And that's something that you guys can get used to for, the foreseeable future. More and more things that we take for granted are going to become scarcer and much, much more expensive than what they are right now. So yeah, if you have extra cash by chance and you can afford to stock up on food, like a lot of non-perishable or longer-term items and household supplies, things like trash bags, if you have animals, cat food, dog food, cat litter, pretty much anything you can think of that you take for granted right now is going to get more expensive and harder to find. I don't think it's fear-mongering. I will say, you know, with all the tariff bullshit that happened last year, and everybody was like, oh, the ports are empty, the ports are empty. I live in the Northeast, and I got to be honest, I don't really recall there being any like crazy shortages of anything the way I was afraid there was going to be. With that being said, I do think the situation is different. This isn't just about trade policy. This is about like physical disruption of global trade routes and global supply chains that provide all the things that we need and that we want and that we take for granted. So, yeah, good luck out there. If you can stock up, and just best of luck to you.
For the people who are saying that those who are telling people that they need to start prepping are fear-mongering, one of two things. I have two questions. One, are y'all really believing what the media is telling y'all? That gas prices are really what they are? Or two, how long do you think the government is going to be able to continue to subsidize the gas prices? The prices are being subsidized right now. That can't last very much longer. Experts are actually giving us about 2 weeks before we really start feeling some impact in our pockets at these grocery stores. And we already know most stores have already switched to the digital labels that automatically update the prices right there. So we're not fear-mongering. We're seriously telling y'all to stop listening to the media or listen to what the media is not telling you and move accordingly. Like, you don't want to be caught literally with your pants down and having to be in a situation where you can't get your family straight. Think about it. If I'm making $20 an hour and I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm having to pay $300-400 a week almost for gas alone, I can't afford to go to work. Like, seriously. And it's really so messed up because the way the system is set up, depending on where you live, you're better off quitting your job and literally doing nothing and just living off of welfare. But that's the mindset that they want Americans to have so that you can, by 2030, own nothing and be happy. That's what Elon Musk said. That's what they want. They want everybody to be okay with a universal high income. And have the American government give you a monthly stipend for you and your family. You sit at home and do nothing but be lumps on a log just sitting there while the government pretty much do what they want to do. No, we have got to, y'all need to get some food in there. Make sure you have a water source, an energy source, and a power source, because it's going to start with energy lockdowns. Energy lockdowns is going to be the first place to start, and then it's going to roll over to rationings, food rationings. I just left my local Walmart. We have no bulk bags of flour, no bulk bags of sugar, so that means people are actually buying it, or they're not getting it in stock, because usually those items are always stocked. Every time I went into Walmart before today, those items were stocked. So either people are waking up or they're not getting access to those items. It ain't just us being paranoid, it's us being realists.
You want a little behind the scenes of what it's like to be a business owner right now? In the last 7 days, we have gotten a price increase notification from almost every one of our suppliers. Only one of our suppliers actually hasn't sent us a price increase email. And the reason, all of them, are saying that it's because of the Iranian war. As oil can't get through the Strait of Hormuz, meaning everything that uses oils, plastics, fuel, all of it has gone up. So for example, our plastic bottles, these that we ship all of our stuff in, these bottles just went up by 5%. Our packaging costs, just like this, just went up. Our labels haven't gone up yet, but they told us that they're probably going to. USPS announced an 8% increase on shipping costs, which we offer free shipping. So that means our costs, again, go up because we're not passing that on to the consumer. And so then we're faced with the decision, well, if all of our prices and all of our costs are going up, what do we do? And as a small business, we try not to just go raise prices through the roof, and we try and just watch and see, what is going to happen. As I'm recording this video, literally right now, I just got an email from Amazon saying that they're adding a 3.5% fuel and logistics related surcharge to fulfillment by Amazon, which we don't do FBA right now, but if we did, we'd be paying more in fuel and more in shipping. So this is the trickle-down effect, right? It starts with a war on the other side of the world. We're here in the US. And then as things continue to escalate, all of the supply chain gets more expensive. Well, if the supply chain gets more expensive, that impacts us, right? And that's not just us. Every small business, every large company is experiencing the exact same thing, which means that all of our stuff is eventually, even if we don't do it right now, if all of this continues, at some point we will have to raise our prices, right? So if we have to raise our prices, then you as the customer are then having to pay more. So it's this trickle down for something. I mean, it's a global economy. That's what we have. And it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. We're just watching it happen in real time.
I'm not one to fearmonger, but I do believe that this is something that everyone should take into consideration when talking about the state of affairs. So I've been listening to a lot of people's takes and how, you know, the fuel prices will affect certain things, but I don't think people really understand the magnitude of how this is going to play out. And see, I've been a truck driver for 8 years. I've been a container driver for about 4 years, and I'm seeing a lot of shifts in the container side of trucking. And when it comes to fuel is getting up there in almost $6 per gallon for diesel. And people are saying that if oil gets up to $300 a barrel, that's going to equate to about $15 per gallon. And do you know what $15 per gallon for an 18-wheeler will cost? You're going to see a lot of companies, small companies, big companies, go out of business. They're going to take their losses and they're going to get out of Dodge. And it's going to happen rather quick, right? So when you have a shortage of trucks moving product, you're going to have it's going to take a lot more time for that product to get on the shelves, because there are only going to be a couple of companies that's going to be able to move this stuff. And I was just in a driver's meeting 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I was in a driver's meeting about 2 weeks ago. And these companies that ship their products to the US, they're stopping. They're stopping solely off of fuel. Because once the fuel goes up, then the companies hauling said products have to charge accordingly to move that product to wherever it has to go. And a lot of companies are getting rid of their contracts with a lot of these companies. So a lot of these companies are losing contracts due to fuel. So not only will you have a large amount of companies going out of business strictly on fuel, but you're going to have a longer time for said materials to get to us due to no one being able to move it. So with that being said, I would rather you play it safe than sorry and start stacking up the stuff that you need to get, that you normally get, because I'm not saying that it's going to be a desert out here, right? But it might just be a desert out here. It's definitely about to be a hard time for a lot of trucking companies, especially your small 1 to 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 trucks. It's going to be a hard time for them. It's going to be hard for your mid-sized companies. It's going to be hard, very hard for your larger companies as well. So at the end of the day, to the truckers, know when to hold and when to fold. Pretty much it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be hard.
So many people have been reaching out asking, what do normal people do if this global tension continues to escalate? It's a tiny bit of reality. Most everyday civilians do not experience war directly. May actually feel first is going to be supply chain issues. Normally, these 3 things show up first. Fuel prices spike, which right now that is already happening. Diesel's over $5 a gallon and gas has went up over 30 cents overnight. 2, food prices are going to increase. And 3, certain items are going to start to disappear off the shelves and they're not going to replenish. That's why basic preps matter. Make sure you always have extra food. Start with 24 hours, 48, 2 weeks, and continue to build that stash. Make sure you have options for emergency lighting, flashlights, solar chargers. Remember, it is still possible that our grid could go out because that could be a form of warfare. So make sure you have options if the grid goes down. And don't go extreme. Just being prepared beats not having anything.
We are living in some wackadoo economic times, to say the least. This is what we are doing to prepare for the unknown that might be coming down the road. We are shifting our focus away from debt payoff, which I know sounds crazy because this account has for a very long time been a debt payoff focused account. However, when we're not really sure what's coming down the road, we are trying to hold on to a little more cash than we normally would. So things are already pretty tight around here, but the tax return that we're going to get that we would normally put towards debt payoff, we're going to hang on to that just in case we need it. An unexpected bonus, a good side hustle month, all of that would normally get put towards extra debt payoff over and above minimums. We're just going to kind of pump the brakes a little bit, hold on to it until things sort of level out. Who knows how long that's going to be. What most people do when they are wanting to get serious about their finances is they look at either increasing their income or decreasing their expenses. And sometimes it's a balance, right? They're doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Right now, we are kind of tipping the scales. So increasing our income is top priority because we only have so much time and energy. And if we are putting so much of that into decreasing expenses that are already pretty tight. So I'm talking, this is going to save us $10 here, $20 there, versus putting that same time and energy into increasing our income, which is going to make a much bigger splash, if you will. This year has been the year that my husband has said yes to every single paid stipend option that has become available over at the school that he works at. And this, for me, has been the year that I have really ramped up my side hustle efforts. I will list my current side hustles here if you want to see them. Can we talk about grocery budgets? This is the one expense that I really am paying very close attention to because it has a tendency to really get out of control if you just kind of let it free fall. I think that is because we will justify in our minds, well, we have to eat, right? We don't have to have streaming services. We don't have to have subscriptions or these other things that we're spending money on, but we have to eat. So, $1,800 in groceries for the month, well, but we had to eat. But I know a few tweaks can add up to a few $100 extra every single month. And that is just something that I simply am not willing to just throw away. Above all else, I know it's easy, especially if you are on apps like this, to doom scroll and start to panic about what is coming down the road. One thing that my husband and I say to each other all the time when the other person is freaking out about something is, hey, there's lots to think about. There's nothing to worry about. So I don't want you to panic. Those are just some things for you to think about.
I wasn't really planning on doing another video of showing, but had it playing out here and was listening, and there's some definitely I just try to pass that information off, man, because there's these times, man, there's any info is good info, and if you do any of it, which I hope you're doing some stuff, man, because I personally think it's coming, and I get not too many comments, man, a few or whatever, about fear-mongering. It ain't fear-mongering if it's truth. Alright, so I'm finishing off, man. I got this right here we call rabbit shit tea, but I ended up getting some rabbit stuff and rabbit crap, filling it up with water, and then I let it steep like a cup of tea for an hour. But what I did in this bed, and I don't know if you can see that those are lighter green, and they shouldn't be, but this dirt was some dirt that was just out here in the wheelbarrow and didn't have no fertilizer, rabbit stuff in it, and that is lack of nutrients. So we're gonna add some nutrients. Look at all this dang cotton. And then I'm gonna go ahead and yank that tomato and then plant another one over here. So I'm gonna put these two tomatoes in there, and then I got the wheelbarrow over there to haul some more fertilizer and dirt over here. And where am I going to put that bed? Man, I'm glad when this cotton will go. One thing I'll do here in a minute is spray down all the cotton. Because that's the one thing, man, in all the years of living with cotton, the best thing is spray it down. And then a lot of them will sprout, you know, little sprouts, but they usually die off. But that'll get it out of my area. That's all I got for you, man. Y'all be dang careful. Oh, I ain't even got a hat on today. Hey, how you doing? Being hot out here already, man, for even a straw hat and shorts. I'm gardening, man. So, be careful out there. Watch your top knot. Watch your six. Man, and stock up. Man, get, you know, do what you can do. I know, man, with the times they are, it, you know, if you ain't got the money or whatever, you know, dude, I completely understand. Man, but do what you can do. Man, get as much water and food stocked up, and, you know, if you can plant a garden, if you have to do it in a 5-gallon bucket in a window, or just do something. It's coming. Your Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back in tomorrow. See ya.